Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning yoga on a cold morning here in Florida. Once again, some days it's colder in Florida this winter than back in the Midwest. Or sometimes even in Boulder, Colorado. Such a strange world we're living in. Anyway, enough on the weather. Today's focus on the class is going to be no hands, meaning we are not going to put vinyasas in. Every now and then I do a no hands class, meaning we're not putting weight on our wrists and shoulders. So people that have wrist injuries or shoulder injuries, you can come back to this class because we're not going to have vinyasas connecting everything. We'll do it a different way. So that's going to be the focus to play with. And you can tell it's cold because I have on a puffy. We'll see how long it takes to warm up and I take that off. Let us go ahead and let our eyes close in our comfortable seated position with a long, tall spine. Taking these moments for mindfulness to calm the body, the mind, the emotions. We're not trying to empty the mind, just settle the mind. So that as the clouds, the thoughts go past, we just let them go on by. Knowing just like the weather that's ever changing, our thoughts are just ever changing. We don't have to connect and pay attention. Maybe letting the breath become the focus, the sensations in the body. The inhale and the exhale. I'll start with a poem. The one I opened to today was called Magical, out of What's True Here by Dana Falls. It's not magic I believe in, more how the universe pours itself into me with such unfailing generosity that there's never an instant when love is lacking or source is out of reach. It's not magic in the abracadabra sense with wands and spells and secret potions, but what other word describes how grace slips inside even the darkest recesses of mind, bringing light, sparking hope, making the connection between small self and vast, leaving the past behind and bringing the present into focus. It isn't hocus pocus exactly, but the way blessings arrive at just the right time always seems magical to me. So hopefully those words resonate with you, that magic of perfect timing, coincidence, intuition, grace. We're going to start this practice in community with those 3 breaths. We inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Again, we inhale, breathing all the way to the crown of the head and the tip of the tailbone, and then blowing out the candle, letting it all out. One more breath like that with eyes closed. And with that next breath, we open our eyes and raise our arms to the sky on the inhale, stretching up, wiggling the fingers, and then letting them flutter back down. Inhale, both hands up. This time, fingers interlace as we turn palms to the sky. So even though we're not putting weight on the shoulders, we are going to open the shoulders and wrists here. Stretching. You can look up if that feels good, or look straight ahead. You know your body. And then release and letting those hands again flutter down. Left hand stays where it is as right hand reaches over. Sits bone stays on the ground. Stretch through those fingertips. Again, you decide with the neck, look down, look up, alternate. And then let that hand come down and left comes right on up. Same thing again. Looking up and down if that feels right to your neck. Keep stretching out through those fingertips. See, there's a tendency to lift that hip, glue it down. So you get the ultimate side stretch. And then let that hand come down. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back and open the heart. Eyes look up, fingertips are reaching back. Lifting a little off the back or off buttocks. Open the heart as if you're shining that chest to the sky. And release. And shake them out. Now we're going to bring those feet to the floor, hip width apart. Reach forward as if someone's going to grab your hands and then shift to your feet. So I said no hands down, so there's the move. They say that people, one of the signs of aging is if you can get off the floor without touching the ground. So if you're with me, go ahead and just pushing into your feet, come straight on up, hands above the head. Coming to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Stretching up through the fingertips. Then prayer through the center, palms at the heart. And then bowing at the hip sockets. Bend the knees and release the hands. Shake out the head. Looking left, looking right. Tailbone shining to the sky. Crown of the head points down. Finding our first forward fold. And let's roll up slow, hands dangle. Oh, see if you can feel all those vertebrae. Roll the shoulders back, crown of the head lifts. And then both hands up again. Inhale up, eyes gaze up. Exhale, bend a little in the knees, back to that forward fold. This time we're going to inhale halfway. Hands come up the legs, chest reaches forward. You can use your shins as a support, or actually if you can engage the core, then these hands are just hanging there, could hang here or could reach back. And back to forward fold, a little bend in the knees. If your heels are, my feet were hip width apart, now I want to bring the big toes together and leave the heels about 2 inches apart. Just a little tiny shift in the change. And then roll on up, loose arms. Again, hands come up, stretch up, eyes gaze up, tiny little back bend, and back, forward fold, bend the knees. Halfway, back to forward fold. This time I'm going to reverse swan dive, meaning the hands reach out and then up, but you can choose which way. Hands come up. Prayer through the center. This time we're going to come to mountain pose. Both hands reach up again. Right hand grabs left wrist as we tip to the right. Back center. Left hand grabs right wrist as we tip to the left. And back center. And now we'll come back to forward fold. Little bend in the knees again, all the way down. Inhale halfway. Exhale forward fold. Reverse swan all the way up. Let's combine that. Prayer hands above the head, tip to the right. And up. Tip to the left. And up. Forward fold. So turning it into a flow, halfway, forward fold, reverse swan dive all the way up, hip to the right, and up, hip to the left, and up, forward fold. Halfway. Now this time we're going to bend the knees, lower the hips, and come to chair. Hips lower and back, knees over toes. From here, we're going to sweep hands to the right. Look back over at those fingertips and up. And then let's bring left hand back, right hand forward. And back to chair. Now sweep hands to the left, and up, and twist to the right, and back to chair. Let's come back to standing, and back to forward fold. Nicely done. Inhale halfway, exhale forward fold back to chair. Sweep to the right, and up, and twist to the left, and up. Sweep to the left, and up, twist to the right, and up. So turning that into total flow, back to forward fold. Really engages those side muscles. Inhale halfway, exhale forward fold. One more time, back to our chair. Sweep to the right, and up, twist to the left, and up. Sweep to the left, and up, twist to the right, and up, and forward fold. Pause and forward fold. In your forward fold, walk your hands to the right. Bend a little into that left knee. Hang here, releasing that back. Walk the hands center, and then all the way to the left side of the mat. Bend a little into that right knee. Hang here. Back to the center. And this time let's roll all the way up. Well done. Shake up arms. Now we're going to go into a little standing series of poses, again without the vinyasas. So let's start with hands on hips. Bring that right knee up. Turn the right knee out. And we're coming into a tree pose. I'm going this way so you can just see the tree pose. Get yourself situated. Bring those hands to the heart again. Square the hips. And then let's reach those hands hands up over the head and open the palms. Reaching up. Balancing on one leg. So balance is another predictive feature of aging. Getting up and off the floor, being able to stay balanced. These things all increase our stability and prevent falls. Now from here, I'm going to come back to the top of the mat. So we are here. Bring your hands back to your heart. And then we're going to take this right foot and without touching it down, step it back. Are you with me? So we're in high lunge. Let's go ahead and turn the right heel down and come into warrior one. Hands up. Now, again, we need to feel the power of warrior one, the strength in our base, extending up through those fingertips. And then we're going to shift our chest forward, hands back. Feel the power of this pose, engagement of core, pushing into the outside of the right foot, firmly into the left. And then let's come up. Now we're going to turn that part into the flow. Forward. And back up. Forward. And back up. Forward. And back up. Meet me here in warrior one with hands up. And then turn to warrior two. We turn our hips to the side. We spread our arms wide. And then turn our palms down, looking out over that left middle finger. Lower the hips. Again, all this strength in the base. Now we're going to straighten that left leg and bring hands over the head. And then we'll turn this into the flow. Warrior two. And straight legs, hands up. Warrior two. Hands up. Warrior two. Feeling the precision. Hands up. One more time. Warrior two. And hold. Now, from warrior two, let's go ahead, drop the right hand, and find that reverse warrior. Oh, we already opened the side body, but feel it again. Nice stretch. You can always bind this hand if you like. I like touching my leg. Now from our reverse warrior, come back through warrior two and then to side angle. Now you get to decide if you're putting elbow on knee and extending. Extend through the fingertips no matter what, so we get this long line. But if you want, you can use a block. Come down to the block. Or maybe you have lots of flexibility and you want to come to the floor. Now I like to put my hand behind my leg. I find the knee and shoulder help me open. Some people put the hand in front of the leg. Again, no right or wrong. You can do you. Now, the thing is, in case you were like going super low, I'm gonna have you alternate reverse warrior to side angle. So if you went really low, whew, it's a long way to go, but you decide. Because we're gonna go back and forth. So maybe you wanna go to the block. Doesn't matter, back and forth. Reverse and side angle. One more each way. Whoop. Reverse, ooh, I'm feeling it. Back to warrior two, and then let's straighten that leg. Anybody else feel like, ooh, ready to straighten that leg? So now I shortened my gait because our next move we're going to go to is triangle. wide. You're gonna reach these left ribs forward. So there's that shifting, whoop, it's all right here. And then the dropping of the left hand again. That block might still be there. Spread those arms wide and look up at the right finger. Or you can come to the earth. Finding a really nice triangle. Feeling the line from this tailbone out the crown of the head. And bring that hand over if you want. But I really want you to sense, sometimes when I put my hand over, I drop this shoulder. See that? I want this shoulder open. Actually play with reaching the hand behind your back, as if you're gonna tuck these fingers over here on the left thigh. That really pulls that shoulder back. Like that. Triangle. From triangle, come on back up. Where do I want to go next? Let's go this way. We're going to cartwheel the hands, but pay attention, we're not going to put our weight into the wrist. So cartwheel the hands, pop the right heel up. My fingertips are touching the ground, but I'm not supporting my body. And then we're putting right knee down, release the right top of the foot, and come into low lunge. Hands up. Because I want to come down here and get a nice stretch of the front of this thigh. So open that up. And then I want to reach, let's see what I want to do. Right hand back, left forward. Let's do this. Keep the shoulders forward. I'm going to reach right hand forward, left back, and then right back, left. Boop. Arm swings with our hips forward. Kind of fun. Now both hands up. Now we're going to drop the left hand to the block or the floor and reach the right hand up and over. So I really want to get, there's a lot going on. Opening side body. And then come on back up. I'm going to shift the weight back just to give ourselves a break and reach the chest forward. Again, we're not putting weight in our hands, they're just balancing. Okay, we're going to do one other thing here. Lunge, okay. Come back up to our lunge. And then we're going to reach right hand back, left hand forward. And then left hand back, right hand forward. So there's the twist. Now, bring the hands, let's come back forward. Hands to heart. Now, well, actually, let's go hands to heart, maybe, hands to knee. Because I want you to tuck that toe and come back up to high lunge and then twist. Woo! You can feel it. Are you with me? So we're in a high lunge twist now with hands in prayer. We're going to get us there very gracefully. 3 to 5 breaths here, and then in one fluid movement, we're going to shift our weight into the left foot and step right foot forward and meet me in a chair twist. And from chair twist, come to chair and up to standing. Hands to prayer to mountain pose. Oh, that was a lot. on the opposite side. So we start it, shifting the weight into the right foot, bringing the left knee up, and coming into tree pose was our first pose. Hands in prayer, Buddha smile. Hands come up, and then open the palms in classic tree pose. Feeling our strength and stability in this balancing on one leg. Now shifting back up here because I know where we're going. And you do too because we've already done this now. So you're in tree pose. And then releasing that foot and stepping it back. Find high lunge. And then turn that left heel down and find warrior one. Go ahead and get yourself situated here in warrior one. Lower the hips. Extend through the fingertips. Feel the strength as we hold. And then we're going to shift chest forward, hands back for that long line. And come back up. And alternate forward and up. Forward and up. Forward and up. And then to warrior two. Again, take the time to get your alignment straight. Sink a little deeper. And then we alternate from warrior two to hands above the head, extend, straighten out leg, give that leg a break. Back to warrior two. Extend. Back to warrior two. Extend. Back to warrior two. Extend, and this time when you get to warrior two, stay. And drop the left hand and come into reverse warrior. For reverse warrior, we're going to side angle, elbow on the knee, or on the block, or on the floor. Drop this left hip. But keep the hips stacked. And then remembering what I said about keeping the shoulder back. I actually talked about it in triangle, but it's the same thing here. You decide, just keep that left shoulder stacked over right. And then the moves we're alternating are between side angle and reverse warrior, and side angle and reverse warrior. So you alternate in your own rate, your own time. When you've had enough, meet me a warrior two and then straighten that leg. Whew. And shorten the stance. Because the next one is triangle. So ribs reach forward and drop that right hand. Can come to the foot, the floor, the block. Left hand up, and this is where I was talking about the shoulder again, stacking shoulders. Can even drop this right hand to actively pull that left shoulder back more. Holding our triangle. whichever variation you picked. Also keep reaching this left hip back and tucking the right one under. A lot going on. Come on back up. We bend into that right knee, back to warrior two. Turn to the top of the mat. Pop the left heel up. Hands come down. Left knee comes down. Release the left top of the foot. And come up for low lunge. Hips forward, hands up. Opening the front of the left leg. And then we just brought one hand back, another front, and just alternated them. Little shoulder. Whee! And then from here, both hands up and then the right hand down to a block and left hand over. And maybe to the ground. I'm using a block today. And back up. I think this is where I shift and weight back. Give ourselves a break here. Bend over this right leg. Again, weight's not on the hands, but the hands do touch the earth. Shift. Back up to a lunge. Hands in prayer. No, actually first we did twist. Right hand back, left hand forward, and we held here. Twisting the lunge. Then hands up, hands to heart. And we found the twist. You can stay in low lunge or tuck the back toes. You'll need to tuck the back toes to get here. Or in twisting high lunge, because I'm going to have you step forward. So if you don't come out of low lunge, it's hard to step forward. And then from this, we step forward, meeting me in twisted chair, regular chair, just standing, oh, and then back to mountain. That was a good lower body workout. While we're up here and standing, let's go ahead and step to the long side of our mat. Feet parallel with the edges. I'm going to rock my hips a little to release all those muscles that were engaged. And then from here, let's see, which variation should we do? Let her reach both hands up. And both hands forward, flat back, hands touch the earth. And then they keep sliding back. Palms down, fingertips keep reaching back as the crown of the head reaches down. If your head touches the earth, then bring your feet closer together. From here now, place the palms flat on the mat, fingertips forward under your face. And then right hand up, left hand down, so twisting. And then in this twist, turn the right toes to the back corner. And then bring the right hand forward and the left toes pop up as we lower the right hips. Again, these hands are just touching the ground, not doing anything. Well done. And back. And the toes parallel again. Right hand under the face, left hand up for the twist. Left toe at the back corner, left hand down. Right toes pop up as we lower the hips. Stretching here. Now I kind of cheat because I just like drop my weight into this. So I'm now going to do it where I'm not. So I come up a little and bring my hands to my heart. Notice now I have to engage with my muscles and my core. So I'm going to go from here to here, turning both toes out at the corners and just shifting my weight back and forth, using my core and my legs. You can see it. That's true for you. And then turn both feet parallel one more time. One more forward fold. This time we grab the ankle, shins, outside of the feet. You can rock back and forth and then pull yourself a little deeper into this forward fold. And then hands coming under the face. We're going to heel toe in, maybe 1 or 2 clicks, and then lower the hips. Yogic squat. Hands at prayer, elbows inside knees, lift the crown of the head, tailbone sinks. Eyes can close. So a nice pause here before we go to seated positions. Then go ahead and let the bottom, tailbone touch the ground. And then let's grab our big toes with our 2-piece fingers and then kick our heels out and lift the heart. So there's a straight back. And you're pushing out through the heels and balancing on your tailbone. Lifting the heart up, eyes gaze up. And then whoop, we'll lower the feet, release the hands, and we're in wide angle seated. So first thing we'll do here in wide angle seated is walk our hands forward. We've already did a bunch of forward folding, so we're limbered up here. And just see how far, now that you have the earth supporting you, your upper body can come forward. You can use that block that you have handy or a bolster, or you can use your hands as support. Sinking forward. Look forward, sink a little deeper. And come on up. Our next move, let's do it this way. Bring the right foot into the inside of the thigh, much like we did in tree. And then first with your hips at the 45, so we just brought that foot in. Let's slide the left hand down to the top of the left shin and reach the right hand up and over. So I really want your opening side body. Now depending on your flexibility, you might be here on top of the shin. If you're super flexible, you can place the forearm in front of the shin and then reach this right hand over. And some of you maybe even can grab this foot, but there's again this tendency to grab the foot, the shoulder drops. See that? And we want to keep it open, so better not to touch the foot and keep these shoulders stacked than to touch the foot and have to drop it. Big stretch. We did a lot of side body stretch. So this is our pinnacle side body stretch. And come on back up. Now we turn our whole chest to face this leg, this left leg. And then we're going to slide our hands down the leg. Again, maybe it's at the shin, maybe it's on either side of the shin. Maybe you can wrap your hands around this foot, and there's some of you who might even need to put a block on the end of your foot and grab the edges of the block to get even a bigger stretch. You decide where you are. And it really, I like to point out here, it doesn't matter. The goal is to find where you feel the stretch. It doesn't matter if that's higher or lower or whatever. We're all feeling the stretch. We're finding our edge, wherever that is. So there's no glory in one stretch point over another. This is your body and your stretch point. And that matters on so many things. Our bony structure, our muscular structure, our body. Anyway. So I guess I'm encouraging you to take the ego out. A couple more breaths here in this deep fold. And then looking at the toes and then lifting the chest. We're going to switch sides, so release that right foot, stretch it back out. We're back to wide angle. Then bring the left foot inside the right side. This time you know where we're going, so the first stretch is the side body stretch. Slide the hand down. You find where you're going. Don't be surprised if one side's really different than the other. Keeping shoulders stacked, feeling the stretch from this hip bone through the side. Taking the time to hold it, letting gravity stretch us out. And come on back up. Now is the one where we turn to face. The chest faces over the right leg. And then reaching with the chest. Belly to thigh, chin is reaching for shin, nose is reaching for toes. Come on down, hands on either side of the shin, the knee, the ankle, the foot, the block, forward fold. Look at the toes, and then come on back up, all the way to tall spine. Now shift this left foot out and bring the right so that our soles are together for cobbler pose. So make those micro adjustments, sole to sole, knees out. You can use blocks under the knees if that feels better. Let's start with the first one of hooking our hands around the toes. I love this, pulling the shoulders down as we push up, as if you're a flower pushing through the ground. That tulip bulb, daffodil. Have your crown of the head reaching up. And then release the hands. I'm going to do a nice hip opener by walking the hands forward. Again, use that block or props to give yourself the support you need for the hands. And once you find that spot, sink a little deeper. And you should feel it. Well, you're going to feel it wherever your body feels it. I feel it back there in my glutes. Some people get a big stretch in the inner thighs. Couple more breaths, sinking a little deeper, and walk the hands back up. Whew. Bring the knees together. I'm gonna rearrange myself on this mat so that we're coming to our backs, because we're running out of time. So roll yourself to your back and rock and roll. From here, legs reach up, palms down next to your hips. And then I want you to reach through the heels, and then the toes, and then the heels, and then the toes. So you're flexing, pulling toes back, and pointing, and go past pointing if you can, so that you make like a C with your foot. That causes, for me, a little cramp in the arch of my foot, and then pull them back. So really feel the extremes of the pointing and the flexing. Feeling the edges. And then let's make some ankle circles to release that tension we've created. And bend the knees. And rock side to side. Place the feet on the floor. Hands again by the sides. And we're going to come up into a bridge. And walking the shoulders under and interlacing the fingers and lifting up the hips and the belly button. Holding here, feeling the strength of the body from the back side. Lift a little higher. And now we're going to bring it down. Windshield wiper the knees right and left. And then we're going to do it one more time with a variation this time. So roll on up, interlace fingers, come back to where we were. But this time, lift the right foot and point the toe to the sky, and flex and point and flex and point and flex and point and lower and hold So it's hovering, and then bend that foot and put it down. Left foot up, point and flex, point, flex, point, flex, halfway lower, hold, and then put that one down, lift higher, and roll it down. Nicely done. And windshield wiper the legs. Now let's do stretch out into a needle shape, meaning stretch out the legs and bring the hands over the head. And then we're gonna bring our feet off the mat to the right and our hands to the right. So you're making, if from above it would look like a sliver of a moon. So it's a passive side body stretch. So we did all kinds of side body. Now we're just gonna relax here. See if you can get into the side body stretch and then feel the sigh. And you'll notice as time goes by, it's easier and easier to relax into it. Then come back center, needle, stretch, and then walk the feet off the mat to the left and bring the hands off the mat to the left over the head. Little sliver of the moon the opposite way. Feeling the sigh, feeling the relaxation as we wind down our practice. Another deep sigh here. Back to needle. And then bend the knees, hands to knees. I'm going to do a twist. Let's do, drop the knees to the right. I'm going to do a little bit of a variation. Arms spread wide, and then bring this left leg back. So you have them stacked, and then we're bringing the top leg back, and then we're going to take this left hand and drop it and touch the left foot. So you have a long line from crown through the chest, hip, and knee. And then you can see where your neck wants to be. Does it want to look right, up, or to the left? We're just going to hold this. It's a passive stretch. If this variation's too much, obviously, switch to a different one. Many variations on a twist. I just really wanted to get the top of this leg stretched. But sometimes it can feel like too much on the knee. Couple more deep sighs here. And then come out of it. Knees point up, arms spread wide, and we're dropping the knees to the left. And we're going to bring this right foot and thigh back. So again, this long line, head, chest, straight out the knee, down the mat. Right hand can drop and grab the right ankle. And then the head can turn left up or to the right. And then let your eyes close. Again, if you're doing this variation, you'll feel a really big stretch in the leg and knee. If it's too much, then change it. Think a little deeper, stay a couple more breaths. Oh. And then let's come out of it. Knees up, bring the knees to the chest, rock back and forth. Let's do a happy baby, final poses. Oh, that feels good. I'm stretching out that lower back. See if you can push the whole lower back into the mat. Ooh, ooh. You see what feels good to you. And then hug knees. Arms wrap around the shins. Squeeze tight. Bring your nose to your knees. Love this body. And then stretch all the way up to Shavasana. You've made it. No hands. No hands, no vinyasas, and you got a great practice. As you come here to Shavasana, notice every exhale. Sink a little deeper into the mat. Noticing the weight of the front body melting into the back body, the resting of the head, the neck, the shoulders and the hips. Bringing attention to those muscles along the spine. Relaxing them. Relaxing the arms and the legs. The fingers and the toes. The muscles of the face and the forehead. I'll read our poem and then I'll mind the time as we rest. Magical. It's not magic I believe in, more how the universe pours itself into me with such unfailing generosity that there's never an instant when love is lacking or source is out of reach. It's not magic in the abracadabra sense with wands and spells and secret potions, but what other words describes how grace slips inside even the darkest recesses of mind, bringing light, sparking hope, making the connection between small self and vast, leaving the past behind and bringing the present into focus. It isn't hocus pocus exactly, but the way blessings arrive at just the right time always seems magical to me. from this place of deep relaxation, you may stay here for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Or if you're ready to close your practice, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Coming back to that breath, back to this body that the soul resides in. And then stretch your hands over your head back to that pencil shape. Maybe give your hands a wiggle, roll to your right side, bring your head to your upper arms, bring your knees toward your chest as you pause here. Pausing here on our side in this fetal-like position for gratitude. For the blessings that come. For the coincidence, the intuition, the magic. Then pushing yourself up to that seated position. Let's bring our hands to our heart. We'll close with those 3 breaths together. We inhale through the nose. And exhale with an audible sigh. 2 more times where I'll invite you to make noise on the exhale. We inhale and exhale. 1 more time, you decide. That light, that spirit in me honors that in every single one of you. That's what namaste means. Namaste. I appreciate you. I see you. Thank you for showing up for your practice and spreading more love and kindness in this world. See you on Thursday.